Hey Eagle fans, this is EaglefanKarl. This is going to be my quick preview and prediction video for tomorrow's game against the Washington Redskins. Before I get in my breakdown in terms of the teams and such, I do want to talk about two big subtractions from both teams. The first is for the Eagles, and that's obviously the fact that they've lost Lane Johnson now for the next 10 games. And that's really an unknown going into this game, is because they're going to be playing the rookie Vitae out there at right tackle, so it's really unknown how he's going to perform. They've been really good at giving Carson Wentz some good protection in the passing game, so it's going to be critical that he continues to perform a good job. Fortunately, it isn't Carson's backside, so he's not going to have to worry about the blindside tackle being out, but still, if he's constantly getting pressure in his face, that could obviously be a huge impact on him and affect his game. So that's really an unknown going into this game. So we'll have to see how the rookie performs in Lane Johnson's place. The other one's for the Redskins. Jordan Reed has been in the concussion protocol all week. He's currently listed as questionable for the game, so it's really anybody's guess as to whether he's going to play or not. Based on everything, I'm guessing probably not. And if so, that's going to be a big loss to the Redskins offense, because they love getting it to Jordan Reed, and he's ultimately what helps open up some of their other receivers, especially Deshaun Jackson in the long game. So not having that tight end underneath, I think, could really sort of affect the way the Eagles approach this in terms of how they're going to use their coverages. So that's an unknown as well. So those are two big unknowns going into this game. Both teams have one. So it sort of evens out from that perspective, and it's on offense for both of them. So when we're looking at the game, let's keep both of those things in mind, that those are sort of the unknowns of this game. If we look at the Redskins offense, they're actually fairly decent at moving the ball. They're 10th in total yards. They're 16th in points, though, so even though they have been able to move the ball fairly well, they're pretty average when it comes to scoring. So when you look at exactly how they're moving the ball, though, it's definitely much more weighted to the pass than it is the run. That's shown up in the fact that they are 6th in passing yards, but they're 25th in rushing yards. And if you look at their runners, there's no one really out there that jumps out that scares you. I think they really miss Albert Morris, who went to the Cowboys in the offseason. The only guy they have that's over 100 yards is Matt Jones, and he only went over 100 yards one time. So I think that we really can not have to worry about their running game beating us. Now, there's a caveat on all that. I said these same things about Detroit last week, that they were very pass heavy, and then look what happened. They came out and established a decent running game in the first half and sort of kept our defense off balance through that whole first half. So I think we have to respect the fact that they might try to establish a running game. But like I said, I don't think ultimately that's what beats us. I think we really have to be more worried about their passing game and their passing attack. And in that respect, I think we need to really try and get pressure on Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has shown that he is prone to throw an interception from time to time. So we can get some pressure on him. Hopefully we can get that turnover battle back in our favor, because that's what we ended up losing in the Detroit game. In terms of their defense doesn't really scare me as to how they've been playing. They're 27th when it comes to yards per game, and they're 19th in points. So once again, they're a little bit better in the points area than they are in the yards. So they're giving up yards, but they're not always giving up points. But the fact of the matter is, teams have been able to move the ball against them. The interesting thing about their defense, though, is their run-pass breakdown. It's because they're 21st against the pass in terms of how much passing yards they're giving up, but they're 30th in rushing defense. So they are giving up yards on the ground. So I think this is a game that we really want to try and make sure we're establishing the running game. I think sometimes we have a tendency to get away from that a little bit. I know that Doug Peterson really likes to try and see what Carson Wentz can do, and he's really been able to progress and perform well this year. But I think this is one of those games where maybe you take the pedal off a little bit and really try and focus on establishing a running game. Having a rookie playing at right tackle is another reason why we probably want to try and establish a running game, because I think we won't have to rely as much on him, because they can run behind the left side of the line, which has actually done fairly well this year. So I think that that's sort of the way we want to attack this game, is we really have to make sure we're staying balanced in our attack, run versus pass. If there's any game that we want to sort of do that in, this is the one. This is especially true when you get down into the red zone, because the Redskins are tied for the most rushing touchdowns that they've surrendered this year. So when teams get in the red zone against this team, they are able to run against them. So I think that when we get in the red zone too, that we really don't want to just focus simply on the pass. We need to continue to try and still get the ball moving on the ground, and we should be able to have some success on this team in attacking the defense that way. Where does that leave us? Where's my prediction going in this game? Let me start off by talking about when I had done my reevaluation during the bye week, and I had indicated that I thought maybe the Eagles could go 10-6. I didn't go through a game-by-game win-loss scenario, but I sort of had done that on my own. And when I looked at this Detroit-Washington game, the two back-to-back road games, I sort of had thought that we would win one and lose one. I really like the Eagles rebounding, coming off a loss. I think they're going to be hungry and they're going to want to get out there and get that bad taste out of their mouth from last week. And I also think that the Redskins are a good matchup for us as well. So all in all, I am going to go ahead and pick the Eagles to win this game. My prediction for my score is going to be Eagles 31, Redskins 20. Let me know in the comments below what your prediction for the game is. Afterwards, I'll go ahead and check in and let you know what I thought. Until then, fly Eagles fly.